It's I am Captain Rocky. This is archaeologist explorer Guy McGavin. And today we are exploring the ruins of the Battle of the Four Kings. The king of the short people, long people, the king of the Badlands, and the king of the medium-sized people.
Yes, this was a very bad battle for the Badlands people. That's how they became almost extinct. The small people were erased from the face of the earth due to this battle. But us, the medium people, we're still here, so us and the tall people have survived. But the tall people lost many, so they went into hiding. And that's why you don't see them anymore. But they're still here, they're just underground.
Ah, yes, absolutely.
This battle lasted for 30 years.
Ooh.
All this formation were due to the Badlands people using catapults that would shoot molten lava rocks and hit the ground, explode, and cause the surrounding ground to melt.
Oh, nasty to see someone in the mix of that.
Yes,
molten.
That's how most of the small people died because...
you could wipe out a whole battalion of them
yes,
with this one molten rock.
Yes, they would wipe out armies. All small people, children, women, all of them came to the battle, and they all died.
Ugh. I suppose the media people would probably just snipe us.
Yes, by the time the battle came, medium people, were developing guns and bombs.
Ah, yes, we were able to eradicate the Badlands and force the long people into hiding.
Yes. Long people weren't too far behind us with their technology, but after this battle, they kind of conquered their land, so they weren't able to gain any knowledge on further technology.
Ah, yes. I'm assuming these trees are where probably armies of these small people died, and it gives them enough fertilizer to grow.
Yes. It was very, very sad.
Yeah, I believe so. Here, the king of the long people was the first one to die.
Yes, the Badlands launched a lava rock unannounced because all the people were waiting for the four kings to gather to see if they could prevent it. But the Badlands launched molten rock at the three kings waiting, and the medium and the small people saw it and ran away, but the long king turned around and it hit him right in the chest and he died. And that's how the battle started.
Ugh. Very uncustomary beginning there.
Yes, and us three against the Badlands, we all killed them first, and then we started turning on each other.
And the Badlands survivors started throwing those catapults at us, and
yes,
stuff happens.
Uh-huh.
It was, I suppose, the medium-sized people would be left to bury the bodies, or did the bodies just disintegrate into the sand or this rock?
The lava, the Badlands kept launching it even though they knew they were dead, but they kept launching it, and that's why it's so bad in the camera.
Oh yeah, there's hardly any life.
Yes.
Except for these trees that seem to be growing off of the dead, decayed remains of these people.
Yes, that's basically how it is.
The white trees, a magical kingdom.
And how long ago was this battle?
About 700 years.
Ah, yes, that's quite a long time.
Uh-huh, it was quite the battle.
See the sand here? Might have been some quicksand, but I guess the lava disintegrated that somehow.
It was very, very dangerous.
It's a special little cove.
There's a verse in the sand. This is where small people, this is where their main camp was, where the king was held before the Badlands, the Badlands would drop the lava and they killed them all.
Ugh.
Yes. It's quite
gory there.
yes. And that's why you see no bodies, because they were all covered in lava.
Just melted straight through.
Yes.
Ah. Perhaps this was a tunnel that the long people used to escape.
Yes, they could fit in almost any hole. They're long, but they're pretty skinny, so they can go into any hole.
That's pretty good. Ah, there's a lizard right there.
Yes.
So that was a one mighty steed for the small people.
Yes, they could carry up to 2 people, and they would ride across the sand because the sand would almost cover them and die.
Yeah.
So they would help. Looks like the entrance to a
Another possible cave.
yes. Yep, looks like another entrance to a long person cove.
Oh, yeah. Filled in mostly, but probably they escaped first.
Yes, they probably went in and then they covered it. The Badlands almost won this war because
The molten cannons.
yes, after their kings died, the Dong people became scared and they didn't really fight. They started to run, and that's why most of them died, because they would go into holes connecting to their main tunnels to their houses, and then the Badlands would cover them, allowing more people to not escape, and then they would die.
Ugh.
And the median people were the ones who killed the Badlands people.
Yes. And you know that for sure because us medium people are still alive.
Yes.
Indeed. That is a very large landscape of the battle. We only scratched the surface of it.
The wrong people came from the mountains. We came from the forest. Badlands came from there, and the small people came from underground.
Oh yeah. Interesting tactics there.
Yes.
Alright, well, this is episode 3, the Battle of the Four Kings, with McGavin, the archaeologist explorer guy, Sarah, the crazy chauffeur, and me, Rocky, the adventurer / cameraman guy. Alrighty, well, we will see you next time in another episode of Adventures.
Don't forget the beat.